day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Younginaires, and if you're a youngin' and you're struggling, it's time to get to hustling. Okay, let's go. So as y'all know, we are your hosts. I am Nadia Holt. I'm 21 years old.
I'm Soleil Holt, and I'm 16.
And we are UGC creators located in Hotlanta, Georgia. Now, you already know the whole purpose of this podcast is to just encourage and educate our fellow younginaires on just becoming an entrepreneur and your own boss and just living a more satisfying, fulfilling life. So, I know y'all thinking something. We know. What is a younginaire? You have no clue. Tell them what it is.
Keep it simple. A younginaire is a young entrepreneur with a millionaire mindset. That's all it is.
Period. Sweet and simple. That's how we like to keep it here. But
Yes.
now y'all know we only having the coldest people on here, okay?
Sub-zero, baby.
Tell them who we got today.
Today's younginaire is a 17-year-old motivational speaker.
17! Sorry, I got excited.
Didn't think
Sorry.
you guys heard the number.
17.
17-year-old motivational speaker who is also managing a successful clothing line, Mr. Marquis.
Thank you for being here.
I appreciate it.
I love
appreciate
the
the
drip.
opportunity.
Love the
Love it,
drip.
love it.
You know, I try.
Okay.
I try.
Is that
That's
Yeah,
yours,
that's me.
right?
Yeah, that's me.
Period.
Love your mental health on the hood.
Okay.
You know.
Yes, very
Okay.
cute.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Okay, I had a shout. I knew it. I felt it. I felt it.
Always
For
got
real,
a
for real.
shout out
There's a
to-
little purple in the sneakers too. I love the drip. For real,
Had
for
to-
real.
had to.
Yes.
Well, let's get right into it. So, where are you from? What is your business, and what drew you into that industry?
I got you. I'm originally from Oak Park, Illinois. I
Oh,
moved
okay.
to Georgia when I was in 6th grade. And I'm a motivational speaker, I'm an author, and I actually have 2 separate clothing brands. My first clothing brand I started when I was in 8th grade. It's called Genius Pilot Academy, and pretty much it's like based around my cartoon idea, which is about like these 5 different kids saving the world using their genius.
That's cool.
And,
That's so cute.
Yeah.
That is very, very cute.
And my second clothing brand, Love Yourself, I actually started that this year because I wanted to make a clothing brand based off of my motivational speaking.
Right.
And one of the main messages I speak on is just loving yourself and loving who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even like the imperfect parts about yourself.
Right, love
yeah,
that.
so like
love
that's
that.
like a little bit about my businesses. And then when it comes to like what drew me into it,
Yeah.
in terms of clothes, like I feel like clothing is one way we say so many things without saying a word.
Yes.
Like the first thing
very
you look at is
true.
somebody's
It's
like
somebody's
outfit.
fit. Like,
Exactly.
that's what I'm saying. When I came out, I was like, okay, this
Exactly.
period. Yeah.
Right. So when it came to, Genius Pilot Academy, when it came to Love Yourself, like when people look at my brands, I want them to feel empowered. I want them to feel encouraged. Like if somebody see a Love Yourself hoodie or a Love Yourself tee, they gonna be like, man, I gotta love myself.
Yeah.
Like they know, like, oh, he love himself,
yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I got into like clothing and stuff like that.
That makes a lot of sense.
I love
so
that.
what do you think is wrong with our generation? Like, what do you think they're lacking mindset-wise?
Mindset wise, I would say like Gen Z, I'm in generation Gen Z. We are very creative. Like what I see nowadays is we have so many people who are making millions, doing what they love, being creative in their own way, right? And one thing that I think, is one thing we could work on as a generation is just patience. Like that's one thing that I know myself,
Yeah,
like I
we
gotta
do
work
want it
on.
quick.
Exactly, we
Preach to
want it
them real
quick.
quick. Preach to them real quick.
Because we really live in a time where you can go viral overnight.
Yes.
Like we live in a time where you could post a video on TikTok and that junk could go, 10 million views overnight, and then the next day your video might do like 100 views, and then you like, oh man, you're chasing that overnight success. And I think there's been a lot of overnight success, but for the people that really last, I think one thing I had to realize was that great things take time. Like when I started like my motivational speaking, I would post like every single day, when I was in 8th grade, and my videos weren't getting any views. They weren't getting any traction.
Yeah.
I had like maybe, 10 people supporting me, 50
Right.
people supporting me.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I got on TikTok, and that's like 100 videos later, where I posted one of my videos and it did 1 million views.
Yep.
Right? And it's like some people have that overnight success, but for a lot of people, it's a journey. It's a
Yeah. So
process.
true.
And I think, when we can learn to be patient in our process and it just, keep going, get away from comparison, like get away
Yeah.
from comparing yourself to, oh man, I see them winning. Like social media, we see everybody highlight reel every single day. Like even me, like I don't post all my L's. I don't post
Right,
how
right.
I'm feeling all the time.
Right.
Like I post things that I'm happy about, that I'm proud
Right,
about.
that's
right?
usually how people use their social media, is for
Exactly.
that. But if we were to open it up and show people like the vulnerability of,
Exactly.
dang, like this is really happening, this is really going on, like
Right.
crying, no makeup on, hair
Right.
messy, like this is the real you, then people would be more comfortable with like, quote unquote failure, because
Right.
and I don't really think that anything is like a failure. It's just a lesson.
It's just a learning,
It's just
Yeah,
lessons.
just-
opportunity.
Yeah, for real, for real. I just want to
Definitely.
add a little extra thing because I'm hearing a lot of stuff that I've never heard a 17-year-old say.
Yeah.
So where does this come from?
It comes from my parents. You know, I think I have a great support system. You know, I give a whole lot of props to the people who, you know, really helped me. Like, one thing that my dad always told me is it takes a community, you know, to really raise a child. And I think, like, my father, he's been a huge role model in my life, you know, just teaching me how to be a man.
Okay,
you know,
Dad.
Yeah, shout out to my pops. Like my pops is really my hero. Like, when it comes to, you know, just pushing me outside of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
You know, like, allowing me to know never to settle for what's put in front of me, to always strive for more, to always become my best self.
Yeah.
And, you know, just to get out of my comfort zone and perform, you know, with excellence. So yeah, my dad's been a huge role model for me, you know,
Love
and has
that.
taught me
So
so
it came
much.
from home.
Yeah,
Came
it
right
came
from
from
home.
home.
Homegrown. That's
Yeah.
where it's from. Homegrown.
Definitely.
So I have a question because I embarrass myself talking to people on the reg. So have you ever embarrassed yourself talking on stage, or like how have you ever had a bad speaking day?
What?
Or
Yes.
how did you make it through?
Yes.
So I'm gonna tell y'all a story. This was when I first got started. I had a speaking engagement. It was virtual. It was this teacher. His name's Samuel Regard. He was killing as a teacher. Like, just the way he taught his students, amazing. He's still doing it now. And he was like, yo, I want you to come speak to my kids. Like, he watched, you know, some of my videos. And this was when I was just doing the videos, me holding my phone, right? So I didn't have as much experience speaking in front of crowds.
Right.
So I thought, oh, this is gonna be easy. I'm gonna go in here and do what I usually do in my videos.
Piece of cake.
And we was in the car. I remember me and my dad, we went to the grocery store. And I checked my phone. I said, yo, Pop, the Zoom call, it's about to start. He like, oh, shoot, you got to get ready. So I'm literally in the front seat of my car, right, unprepared.
Yep.
And I remember I got on the call. He had, like, all his kids, you know, sitting down, looking at the phone. I'm looking at my phone. And it started off cool. It was like, you know, it was cool. I was saying some stuff. I was like, okay, Keith, that's dope. And at the end, I just started repeating myself over and over again. I'm like, yo, you messing up. Like, what are you doing? All I see is my dad, because my dad right here with his phone, like, recording me, trying to get some behind the scenes. He looking at me like, so, like, after we got off, he like,
That's a
Keith,
nail
you bombed.
biter.
He was like, Keith, you bombed. I was like, I know, man. And, like, during that time, I'm gonna be, like, completely honest with y'all. Man, a tear dropped from my face. I'm like, Pop, I just embarrassed myself in front of all them kids. And but I think, you know, that failure, that loss was necessary for me, because it taught me the necessary lessons so I could succeed the next time. And you know, like, I took that and I actually let it build me. Like, I feel like we're always gonna face failures, always gonna face adversity, and you can either let it break you or you can let it build you.
Right. It's
You
like,
know,
what you gonna do with it?
The choice is yours,
Yep.
right?
What you gonna do with it?
And I let it build me. Like,
Yeah.
after that, all my speaking engagements, I was always preparing. Like, now when it comes to my speaking, I'm practicing so much before that speaking engagement, so I'm setting myself up for success.
Yeah, period.
So yeah, I definitely embarrassed myself on stage before though. Yeah.
So when, well, you're actually not, you have like what, a year or two left of high school?
Nah, I'm actually graduating in like not 2 months. I'm graduating.
Oh, so you're a
this
senior
month.
right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Are you going to college?
So my plan after high school is not to go directly to college.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I
Yeah,
messed with that. That's the question. I want
Right.
to know, are we pro college or are we pro like YouTube University or like just learning on your own? That's what I
Yeah.
really wanted to know. So.
You know, I'm pro follow your dreams. You know, like I'm pro do what feels best for you, right? I feel like, you know, for me, my journey doesn't require college. Like, I want to be a motivational speaker. I want to travel the world, inspiring millions.
Yeah.
I want to scale my clothing brand. I want to publish publish another book. I want to, you know, produce my cartoon. That doesn't, you know, require college for me.
Right.
But I feel like if you're a person and your dream requires college, like that's a stepping stone to making your dream a reality, go to college, right?
Yeah.
And I think, you know, when a lot of people hear me say like, oh, I'm not going to college, and like, just to let y'all know, I'm smart. Like, I got a 3.8, right? Like, if I wanted to, I could go to college. It just, you know, it's just not, you know, in my journey and what God's leading me to do. And, you know, I just think, you know, we should all follow our dreams and follow our heart where it's leading us,
And
right?
that's
Because
really.
the world need more doctors. But the world also need more entrepreneurs.
Exactly.
We do, because you know we're the starter of all new things. We're
100%.
for real. And I really like that you said that, because a lot of people actually make the mistake of not knowing what they want to do.
Right.
Going to college for something that they don't care about just to make their parents smile.
Yeah.
And then end up being in a whole bunch of debt and not even doing anything that they actually graduated for.
Exactly.
Hating their job.
And hating their job.
their
So
job.
I'm so happy that you like learned that before you
No,
even got
definitely.
into
You even got
any,
there.
you even gotten.
Definitely.
This is the point of the podcast.
Come on, come
Come
on.
on,
And
like
Awaken your
And one more
Yes.
thing.
Come on.
And one more thing.
Go
When it came
ahead.
to like, you know, like education,
Yeah.
like I think when I usually say I'm not going to college, people like, oh, you're not, you don't want to work, like you don't want to put in the effort, right, to get education. No, I'm totally pro education, you know. But when it comes to, you know, entrepreneurship, it's so much education outside of
That you
college. Like
don't need to
people
go to
tell
college
me,
for.
oh, you should go to college to get a business degree. I'm like, I've been doing this for 4 years now. I've been
Right.
in the field. I've been really doing it.
Right.
I'm learning so much more than what I would learn sitting in the classroom.
and 9 times out of 10, the business professor don't even got a business.
That's
He's
real.
just teaching
How
a
is he
class.
supposed to teach you how to deal with customers being rude to you and he ain't ever had a customer in his life?
What?
How is he supposed to teach you how to do your taxes on your business? Because it's a whole different process than a
Right.
How is he supposed to teach you that?
Right.
But you going to college to
Right.
I'm gonna stop.
Invest in your education. Like go to conferences, go to seminars, pay for classes. Like when I
Do
say
some self-work before you
Yes.
just throw
Self-work.
yourself
The
in.
internet.
yeah,
A library full of everything. You can
Definitely.
just find anything you want.
definitely.
Yeah,
Who do you look up to? Like, who are some of your role models and why?
like motivational
Yes.
speaker wise, you
Yeah.
have another motivational speaker that you
That
listen
you-
to?
Yeah.
take
I would say,
inspiration?
other than my pops, one
Right.
big motivational speaker that I really look up to is Trent Shelton. Trent Shelton, he speaks a lot
actually
on
don't think I've
self-love.
heard of him.
You never heard of Trent?
I
Yeah, you
don't
gotta
think
look up
so.
Trent. Like
I think I will.
he was one of the first motivational speakers that I started watching when I first started getting into it. It was Eric Thomas, Inky Johnson.
I was just about to say, that's my dude right there.
Eric, that's my dude. I love Eric Thomas.
Yeah.
Like it was Eric Thomas, Inky, and it was Trent Shelton. But Trent Shelton's story related, you know, so closely to mine because like when he told me his story about when he explained his story about how he was an athlete and how his career got cut short and how he found a new passion, a new purpose, it inspired me because when I was in 8th grade, like in the summer of my 8th grade year, I ended up getting a heart murmur. Right, and that forced me to take 2 months off from playing ball.
Yeah.
So I was taking all these months off, and in that time, I was really going through it. I'm like, dang,
Yeah, that
basketball,
could
like,
do something
this
to
is
you,
my
like
dream.
mentally,
Right.
really, you know?
Like I was outside hooping.
Especially in 8th grade.
Exactly, right? I'm outside hooping and I felt this like really sharp pain in my chest. So like I'm like, I never felt this before.
Right.
I ran into
Scary.
the house. I'm like, yo, Pops, I just felt this sharp pain. Like, can we go to the doctor?
Yeah.
So like he takes me to the doctor and like to keep a long story short, we find out that I have like a heart murmur and that's pretty much some like small holes in my heart, right? Leading blood to like places it doesn't need to go. So you know that forced me to stop playing ball. And then during that time, since I was going through a hard time, I wanted to be a light, you know, and a positive voice to help
Yeah.
other people going through hard times. So that's when I picked up my phone, started making my videos, and I was like, yeah, like this is it. I felt
Yeah.
it. Like it's just like, you know,
just
when,
clicked.
when you have that
Yeah.
thing, you know, like you just feel it in your heart, like this is it for me.
Yeah.
And when I watched Trent Shelton's, you know, video and he told me how, you know, he got cut from the NFL and how he started pursuing motivational speaking and making an impact that way, I was like, yeah, this relates to me and I know
Yeah.
I can make a huge impact, you know, with this
Yeah.
new purpose that God lead me on.
I love that. And I love that you said that you weren't in a good place before.
Right.
And then you were like, you know, instead of just letting it eat you up, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna completely change my mindset
Exactly.
and just push it out and to other people and just give them positivity. And
Exactly.
it comes back to you.
It come back to you.
It
Good
comes-
karma.
Karma.
It is
Good karma all the time.
Like,
Yeah.
people might think that you're like flexing, like some of your close friends might see you on Instagram and be like, man, this dude over here,
Who's
he's
this guy?
really going
Stuff.
through it. Like, why he on Instagram
Who's
talking
this
about,
guy?
oh, you could do it, you could do it. Like, how dare he? Like, there's people that know the real you and,
Right.
and could be like, oh, nah, he's faking it. But it's
Yeah.
really fake it till you make it.
It really is.
It really is. It
'Cause
really
one day
is.
you'll wake up and
Because
you're
one
not
day you'll
faking
wake up and you're not
You're not
depressed
faking it
anymore. And one day you'll wake up and you're not broke anymore.
That's
One day
real.
you like, so that's
keep it
that's
going.
the mindset for real. You
It
don't
really
continue
is.
to just go with it. You don't continue to be,
don't.
oh, I'm depressed, so let me just write myself off as this press and call it a day.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. That's
At
how
any
you
moment.
go in. Yeah, that's how you go into a hole.
At any moment you can change.
Yeah,
Definitely. And
at
I
any
think
moment.
my peers also played, you know, like a huge role in it. Like it wasn't popular at first.
Yeah.
You know, like
People-
motivational speaking wasn't
Yeah.
popular. Definitely not
Especially
being that
in your
young.
age group at all. No.
Being that young, my friends were looking at me like I was corny, right?
For
I
real.
ain't gonna say my friends, like my real friends,
Yes.
they supported it. But like
Right.
the people who I thought was my friends, they was laughing at the videos. Like I was in class one time, kids pulling up the videos, laughing at them in front of my face.
Wow.
Right? So it's like you have to go through that though, and you have to keep believing in you even when other people can't see the vision.
Yes.
Right? Like you gotta
Yes.
keep going and keep pushing. Like
Bro,
that's it.
Come on. I know. I'm sick of that. Come on, Reverend.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I love that.
So, what is your process before a speaking engagement? Like, how do you prep?
So for speaking engagements now, I really practice as much as I feel is needed. You know, like like sometimes since I already have done, you know, a few of them, I have like a set speech that I usually go to.
Yeah.
So like that speech, I don't have to rehearse a lot.
Yeah.
But there are like certain things that I'll put in, you know, for certain organizations. Maybe if an organization got a mantra or like something, you know, like their
Right, you'll
their
spice it up a
mission,
little bit.
right? Spice it up, make it unique to them,
Yeah.
right? Make that experience unique for them. So like those are some things that I'll rehearse. So I try to do like 10 times. Like before I go and speak at minimum 10 times. Sometimes I go like 20. I'll just be in my room for hours going over my speech, hitting
Yeah.
certain points like, nah, Keith, recording myself. You gotta emphasize on that point right there, right? Like really doing that deep work.
Yeah.
Because like I'm a person, if you trust me with coming in to speak to your organization or to speak to your kids, I wanna do the best I possibly can. I wanna leave it all on the floor. Like I'm not
Yes.
playing with my purpose, right?
Yes.
It's
Okay.
serious for me. So, you know, that's
As it
how I
should
prepare
be.
for it though.
Amazing.
Yeah, I love that.
Definitely.
He's dropping gems today, y'all. For real. And have you ever been in a position where you're like motivating somebody who's older than you? And does
Yeah.
that ever make you feel kind of weird?
It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, shoot, I motivate my pop sometimes. Like you know, like I work out a lot, right? So I usually get up, you know, like 6 a.m. Like this past week, I've been waking up at 8. I got to get back on my workout schedule. But I'll be waking up at like 6, and then my pops will be like, man, Keith, let me work out with you, right? And like I start motivating him, and
Not
then
about to let you show me.
right, like he like I gotta get out there too.
Right.
And when it comes to like people on my social media, like people will reach out to me, and I look at their social media account, and they'll be like, you know, like in their 30s or their 40s, and it showed me like everybody sometimes needs that extra motivation. Like what I'm doing is not just for the youth. Like I'm huge for the youth, for my generation. But like everybody needs this. Everybody needs a positive
for
light in
real.
their life, right?
Yeah.
Everybody needs motivation.
Yeah, I'm appreciative of it. You know, just to be able to be so young and reaching, you know, people that are older than me.
Yeah.
And you know, like I appreciate them being receptive to it. Because I know it's some adults that's like,
Yeah,
man, you
that was
17,
the next
you don't know what
thing.
you're talking
nothing.
about.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And on that note,
I
think
believe it might be
pie time.
pie time, pie time, pie time. Bring out the
Period.
pie, Chris.
Bring out the pie. Today we have apple pie.
Yeah.
Come on.
And pie time is just really
wait.
watch the drink.
I got
That was a
you.
close
Almost had
one.
a whoopsie,
Close
but we
call.
did.
That was a
Almost
close
had a
one.
whoopsie, but we didn't. So pie
Okay.
time is just it's more like rapid questions.
Yes,
They're not
rapid
like
fire.
They're not like specifically geared to motivational speaking,
Okay.
but just like helping other entrepreneurs or upcoming entrepreneurs, just like, you know, little tips and tricks and little things of motivation. So let's get
Yes.
into it.
Okay.
Let's
So
do
question
it.
number 1. What is your morning routine or like daily habits that you have?
Morning routine, get up, brush my teeth, make sure that breath smelling good.
Yeah.
Go outside, I gotta get my workout in. I think like working out is, you know, the greatest way I start my day.
Yeah.
Just gives me a lot of energy, makes me feel very productive. You know, just lets me go into my day on a real strong note. And then after that, I read. So like I try to read, you know, like a chapter a day. I'm reading.
To
I'm
get
reading.
better at that.
Yeah, it's still sometimes I don't get my reading in, right? Like you're not gonna have your morning routine
Every day,
perfect
it's
every
okay.
day. But reading after I work out, and then after that, you know, I just go into whatever on my to-do list, like whatever I have. I used to have homework, but I'm done now. So you know, now it's all business.
Look at you.
We locked in, yeah.
You got like 2 years left, right? 1 year?
Like a year and a half?
Okay.
Yeah.
We almost out of there.
I'm
Almost
almost
there.
out. What's a pro and a con of being an entrepreneur?
A pro is you get to be your own boss. It's a certain feeling you have when you're creating something for yourself, and you get to put your own mission and purpose behind it, and like you're working for something that you truly believe in, right? And working for your vision, you get to reap the benefits of it.
Yep.
But a con, I ain't gonna say it's a con. It's just like the real truth about entrepreneurship. Oh, it's hard. Like,
It's hard.
It's stressful. It's a lot of nights where I'm like, yo, like, how is this gonna work? It's a lot of nights where it's like, I've had so many times where my clothing brand ain't been getting no sales, like my business not going how I expected to, and I'm like, man, like how we gonna make this work? How is it gonna happen? I'm asking God, like, God, can you help me? And it's like entrepreneurship, it can get hard, but when you truly believe in your vision, you just keep going.
Yeah, you just keep
You
going.
can't stop quitting, not an option.
You can see like the end of the road. You just keep
At
going.
all.
Right,
You just keep
You
going.
just keep
Straight
going.
through.
It's like tunnel vision. Just keep your head
Once
down.
you reach
keep
that
on
goal,
pushing.
it's another goal. You know what
Right,
I'm saying?
exactly.
It's
It
always-
never,
always
ever,
another.
ever stops. But another thing that I just wanted to let the people know out there, because again, I don't like them to think that entrepreneurship is a cakewalk, and then you come over here, try it, and be like, oh, well, Nadia's podcast said that you could do this.
Right.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
You got to
When
put
you're
in
an
work.
entrepreneur, you have to be the person who writes down the to-do list. Then you actually have to implement it, and then if it doesn't work, you have to go back and tweak it. It's like always just tweaking your blueprint until it works perfectly. And perfectly is strong word. It's a strong word. 'Cause like you said, everything is always, always, always changing. You always have a new goal that you want to smash. You always want more money. You always want more. So it's just like, don't come in here. Don't come in here all light.
Send a cakewalk.
Yeah,
You gotta be willing to put in
you
that
have
work.
thick skin over here, okay? Okay, things are gonna go wrong.
Cannot
but you
give
gotta
up.
fix it
Yeah.
and get back
Gotta
to work.
persevere.
So,
What is your version of success?
that's a great question. I think my version of success is being able to provide my family with experiences, that they weren't afforded,
That is
or
a
like
good-
that they couldn't do by
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
Like I give a lot of credit to my parents. Like they had me when they was young, so it was like they was kids raising a kid. They didn't
Right.
have a chance to do what I'm doing
Right.
and run a business, do speaking. Like they didn't have all that.
Yeah.
So it's like the way I look at it now, I want to be in a position to where I can be like, yo, mom, let's go on a trip. Like, let's go out the country. Pop,
right.
like,
Right.
on me.
Don't worry
Like,
about it.
I want to
Just
be able
pack
to,
your
like,
bags.
exactly. Like, I'm a family guy. I want to be able to
Yeah.
hit up all my
Yes.
family and my cousins, like, yo, let's take a family trip. You
Yeah.
know, like, if my cousin has a business idea, I want to be like, let me invest in you.
Right.
Like, I
Yes.
want to be able to, provide for my family in that way. And just, like,
Yes.
provide them with experiences that they never had
Yeah.
before. Same
I
thing for
love
my
that.
little bro. Like, my little bro, he coming up under me. Like, I want to be able to be like, Chase, if this is what you want to do, I got your back.
Right,
You know?
regardless of what it is. Regardless of what it is.
Our
Exactly.
little brother
I love
too.
that.
He's about to be spoiled.
And how old is y'all little brother?
He's turning 9. He actually turned 9 on the 12th.
Oh yeah,
that's
he
crazy.
did just turn
He
9.
turned 9 on the 12th.
I'm not ready for my little brother to get that old.
How old is he?
I
He's
still see him as
5.
a little
Dang.
peanut.
His birthday
I
coming up
know.
in May.
When Zion was 5, he was cute. Now he's
He
annoying.
was,
He is annoying.
but I love him.
I love
so
you.
much.
Okay, back to the questions. How do you react after a bad day?
After a bad day, a whole lot of
Yes.
prayer.
Amen.
A whole lot
Praise
of
him.
You
prayer.
gotta shout to him when it just happens.
You know,
because
like I think
sometimes there's nothing else you could do.
it's nothing else for real. It's sometimes like where you just not feeling it, and I think that's one thing we gotta like normalize in our generation. Like you're not gonna be in it like feeling great every single day.
Yeah.
It's just not true. You gonna have some real bad days. So on like those bad days, I just try to like do some things that bring me joy. Play the
Yeah.
video game. Oh, it always brings me some joy.
Yeah.
Unless I'm losing, then I'm like, man, forget this video game. Like I'm off. But like playing video games, working out, reading,
Yeah.
spending time with God. That's like how I respond to like a bad day.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a good one. That's a good one. And Nadia, read that one. 'Cause
This
I really
is
don't know what you're
this
saying.
is very important.
Okay.
This is like the most important question on here.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you think superheroes should have to pay for the damage that they cause after they save the world? Because like I just don't. I
if you
just
think
don't
about
like
it, because
how
you
Superman will just come and destroy an entire building.
Yeah.
And then go home to Lois. Hello? You actually stepped on my minivan,
Right.
and
So
now I'm supposed to
is-
go to work.
Right.
Is he gonna fly me personally to my?
To my job every morning.
I feel
don't
like
think
there should be
so.
superhero insurance.
There should be compensation provided.
I think so. I think if my car is used, I should definitely be
Oh,
compensated
right, if you-
with a brand new car of my choice.
What
You
am
know
I
I'm
supposed
saying?
to tell the insurance company?
Right, Superman just launched my car
Right.
and missed. Don't let it, man. At least let it be a good shot. Like,
You
you know what I'm
used
saying?
my car as a slingshot.
You're right.
And you missed.
I be thinking
Okay.
about the same thing when I watch them. I be like, dang, I feel bad. That man
Yeah,
had a
that'd be my
supercar.
question
Left
after
craters.
the movie. Like,
Right.
everybody's clapping and stuff, and I'm like, bro, my car.
He left
like,
a Earth-sized crater on I-75. Are we
Right.
not going to discuss that?
Being an
Okay.
entrepreneur, he didn't turn down my storefront. All right, now.
Now you're messing with small businesses.
That's all I'm saying. Now
It's
you
a
messing with
lot.
my money. You know what I'm saying? Let's
now
talk.
it's a problem.
Now we need to halt
Now
the
you got to
brakes.
come back and we got to finish some business.
You're right.
Period.
I'm the next villain.
Period.
Right,
Not the
because
villain now.
you don't need to be worrying about no Lex Luthor when I'm on the way.
Yeah,
No
for
cap.
real. You messing my minivan. For real. But thank you so much, Marquise, for being
Thank you. Oh my
here.
God.
Oh,
so much,
definitely.
so
I
much.
appreciate it.
And is there any like last words of wisdom, last little motivation you want to leave the people with, and then also drop your Instagram so
Okay.
that
Where they
people
can
know where
find
to
you.
find you.
Yep.
Okay, I got you. If I could give advice to anybody listening right now, you know, the first piece of advice I would give you is stay true to you. You know, like people, you're gonna find the right people who want to support you, and you don't have to change or put on a mask to be somebody you're not.
Yeah.
Definitely in this social media world where you see all these people going viral for these different things, these different trends,
Yep.
stay true to who you are,
Yeah.
right? And when you blow up, you're gonna blow up because you stayed true to you
That is
and you
very
stayed true
true.
to your morals and your values. So that's my first piece of advice. And my second piece of advice, you gotta love you. You know, like you gotta love yourself. Don't look for validation outside of yourself.
Yeah.
From comments, from likes, from none of that. You know, from views.
That'll eat at you.
Come on, like you gotta love
Authenticity
you.
is
Exactly.
just, you gotta,
Everything.
I think one thing that I struggled with after I blew up on social media was I started putting my value in that, and it was like then when the followers went down sometimes,
Yeah.
or when the views went down, I felt like my worth was going down. I'm like, dang, like I put my value in
That's
this,
how a lot
but
of-
Yeah.
I was made, you know, worth it. I was made enough, and I think we
Yes.
all are. So it's like,
Yes.
don't put your value in that. You gotta love you. And then my third piece of advice is just, you know, believe in yourself in everything you do. Like, it's gonna get very hard sometimes. You gonna have a lot of times where you wanna give up, where you wanna quit. But it's that consistency and it's that perseverance and it's
Yeah.
that, you know, you seeing your vision through, you know, you making a promise to yourself, I'm never giving up on
Never.
this. And that's where you're gonna become successful.
Yeah.
That is-
Yeah.
Love that.
And
Love
then
that.
My socials,
Yes,
you know,
the
you
socials.
you can find me on all social media platforms at Real MJ Hill, REAL MJ Hill, and you can go to both of my clothing brand sites. I have loveyourself.shop. Love
Okay.
yourself, not love yourself. Love yourself,
Yes, sir.
right?
You got the swag on
Yeah,
it.
loveyourself.shop.com. Not .com, I'm tripping. Loveyourself.shop. And then
Yeah.
geniuspilotacademy.com. So GENIUSPILOTACADEMY.
Y'all spelling bee?
Right? A little spelling bee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all heard it here first, folks. Okay, and if you're a youngin'
And you're struggling, it's time to get to
hustling. All right, we'll see you guys on the next episode of Young and Ears.
Hustling, every day I'm 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 hustling, every